Obviously a real got to give Houston credit. Coming off a loss, that's what you would expect the number 6 team in the country to do, is come in very focused and energized. And I felt like our guys were focused and energized, and then we just got overwhelmed and kind of slid back to some things that really concerned me in the pause that we had early in the season that I felt like we overcame. And the bottom line is, when you're playing a team a team that's national championship good and just really, really talented and got a culture that's built over 7 years, that you can't make mistakes. And they took advantage of every one of them. And it was obviously an uphill battle from pretty much beyond the 8-minute mark of the first half. We got to get better. We got a short time. We got 4 games in 8 days. So we got to put this behind us and obviously learn from it and understand that we can do one of 2 things. We can play a victim, or we can look ourselves in the mirror and find out how to beat Tulsa on Wednesday.
Go ahead, questions, guys.
Coach, was 19-18, and you guys came out strong. Was there any one thing that you felt contributed, able to get on, you guys not being able to?
Chad, you broke up. Can you restate your question, please?
Coach, you're up 19-18, middle of the first half. Was there any one thing that you felt contributed to them being able to get on a run and you guys couldn't slow it down?
Yeah, I think I think we were scoring the ball during that run. Then we had to go with some different lineups because of the physical factor, the fatigue factor, and the foul factor. And when you start to do that, then you become a little iffy because guys are not used to playing together, not as comfortable or confident in the position that they're in. So once that happened, I thought things kind of got out of hand, and then I was disappointed in our reaction to when they went on their runs and the physicality. And then Sasser got it going, and 24 got it going, and those guys are 2 Player of the Year candidates in our league. And once they get it going, it's tough to shut that off.
John, the few minutes you have with the team after the game in the locker room, how important are those minutes, do you think, to delivering the message you want these guys to take after a game like this?
I think anytime you stand in front of your team, it's important. That's why I put a lot of thought into it. I'm not reactionary. The bottom line is, if there was needed to be anger, it needs to take place at halftime and during the game, which it certainly did. And my comments to our team were, the bottom line is, you can be a victim right now and do all poor me. And I've had 2 in my career so far. I've had 2 games where it got out of hand. It was Georgia and Houston, and both those we came back and played well the next game. That speaks to the character of our guys. Our basketball character wasn't great today, however. So we've got a choice to make. And the bottom line, Joe, is each individual person can either cast blame or look themselves in the mirror and find out what we got to do better.
Coach, I know you like to go back and watch the tape, but you knew this would be a tough task coming into this game. So what, maybe in the immediate aftermath, are you most disappointed by that you were hoping to see?
I'm disappointed by getting boat raced. I'm disappointed that we took it on the chin like that. I'm disappointed that we didn't compete more defensively like we've been competing. And I felt like, some of the, the disease of me, but it's really what I talked about before, the kind of okay, if it works for me, I'm all in. That reared its head a little bit during the game for the first time in probably the last 3 weeks. So there's things I've got to clean up, particularly for this year, so we can have success beyond this year. I'm still fighting like hell for this year, but we've got to get some things in place from a culture standpoint that I truly believe in, that have to lead our program going forward. And if I have to sacrifice some things right now, I'll do that.
Coach, was this one of the toughest, if not the toughest loss you've had as a head coach, just with how it ended?
Yeah, I don't know how to qualify that. I don't go back and look at what's the toughest. I mean, I've lost some games that, Colgate finished last year was the craziest ending I've ever seen. So, I've experienced. I don't rate them.
You mentioned the ability to kind of bounce back and play better for the next game. What are you looking for from your team Monday or whenever you're able to get back on the practice floor?
Self-evaluation and a focus and energy to prepare, and belief in yourself and belief in the team. See, belief's a choice. Okay, and this team's chose to do it because we won 5 of our last 6, and we're defending at a much higher level. So that's already been chosen. But as an individual person, are you willing to come in and continue to sacrifice? Those are things I'm looking for.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.